India versus Pakistan was a great occasion. The match perhaps didn't have that much of an edge. We're going to set up a match we think is going to have a lot of edge, lots of spiciness, lots of battles within battles. We're talking about Pakistan versus Afghanistan. That's the game coming up on Monday at the ICC Cricket World Cup. Dav Watmore, Sri Lanka's 1996 World Cup winning coach here with me. Pakistan need to win this. There's no two ways about it. They've lost 2 in a row. They have to win this. If they lose this, they're all but out.
Yeah, and the confidence is dropping, but I think this is a game that most people would think that they would win, and they can win. So yes, you're right. They just have to win it to stay alive.
In fact, Pakistan have never lost to Afghanistan. It's 7-0. It's very similar to that India-Pakistan record. But this match has a bit of history, you know. Like we have this banter going. There's this bit of needling which always happens. You don't see it much in India-Pakistan games. We see a lot of it with the fans getting involved as well. We saw it at the 2019 World Cup. A few of those incidents are up here. It's feisty.
Yeah, and you never know the Urdu and the different dialects that they use against each other that we don't understand. Could be flying, you know. And they're no strangers to each other. They share borders, yeah.
And there's a geopolitical tussle there as well, isn't it? There's been a lot of issues within Pakistan and Afghanistan, especially on the border last few months.
And some of the boys also in Afghanistan play in the Peshawar leagues and stuff like that. So, you know, they're no strangers to each other. I just hope it'll be a good match. I mean, they're fellow professionals.
Do they want to sort of tell them we're here on our own right? We've qualified as outright. We haven't come through the qualifiers. And listen, we're no longer those small kids who come and play out in Pakistan because we can't play much in Afghanistan.
Yeah, and they've had a good victory as well. That's not, you know, they're only one game less on points than Pakistan. So I think, you know, you respect your professionals, your cricketers. We're all professional cricketers, so let's get out there and fight hard, but do it, you know, in the right spirit. And let's face it, you know, they could easily cause another upset.
Let's look at those Afghanistan results at this World Cup, and that's why you don't take them lightly. They love a fight, they love a scrap, and as England found out to their dismay, they can land the knockout blow as well.
Yeah, and New Zealand too. They win the toss and they just wanted to chase runs. I mean, they're not a chasing. They're a team that
they had New Zealand in trouble at one stage.
Well, yeah, they should have just batted and then bowled them out, but didn't happen. So they lost by a big margin in the end. But certainly, yeah, they stunned the world by beating England.
And games between Pakistan and Afghanistan coming close now. I think earlier this year, just before the Asia Cup, there was that one game which went down to the last over as well.
Yeah, you can't take them lightly. You know, as I said, you can't take any team lightly. But this game here is a must-win, as you said, for Pakistan. And this Afghanistan team, I'll tell you what, they got the nucleus there of a really competitive unit. And the 2 guys I reckon they've unearthed in this series is that wicket keeper, the new
Ali Khil and Omar Zai.
Correct.
I saw a tweet from Sachin Tendulkar praising his wrist, saying it reminds him a lot of Praveen Kumar, who obviously Sachin Tendulkar played with. Let's tell you why Pakistan have to win this. Let's bring up Pakistan at this World Cup so far. Remember, they started off with a scratchy win over the Netherlands, and then they beat Sri Lanka, chased down a big score. But since then, it's gone all downhill. They got hammered by India. And if they got hammered by India, what would you call their loss to Australia? Because they pulled it back towards the end. But when Mitchell Marsh and Warner were going, they looked pedestrian.
Well, that's right. And they did okay because Afridi came into a little bit more of a form and he got his 5 wickets. So from that point of view, you know, it was good that they showed a bit of fight and they brought it back a bit, but not good enough with the bat, you know. They've been disappointing, particularly captain You know, he's a good player, as we know. He got a lot of runs as a captain, but in this series he's struggled.
Let's look at Babar Azam, because he's a big player for them. Look at what Rohit Sharma is doing for India. But Babar Azam, as Dave Watmore said, he's been having a not so very good World Cup. And these are, except the 50 against India, where he started off very well, but then he got sort of shackled. These are not numbers you expect from your premier batter. In fact, would you see the sands shifting a bit, that Mohammad Rizwan is now their go-to man and not the captain Babar Azam?
I would think so.
The pressure of captaincy?
I think perhaps in this series, it's a big series. You know, it's World Cup, doesn't get any bigger than that, Diggy. So whilst he's had good success as a leader in other bilaterals, in the big stage he's struggled a bit, and maybe it's that thing in the back of your head, you know, leadership. What'll happen if I fail again? It could have a bearing on his performances or lack of performances, sadly for him and the team.
Listening to a lot of Pakistani experts talking about the performances, especially on Pakistan television, they're using the S word, selfish. A lot of players are not playing with intent. B, they're looking at themselves first and putting the team second. Well, and that's a strong sort of comment.
The one thing that I know is consistent in Pakistan media, ex-players, they very rarely give any credit. You know, they love to criticise, and it just keeps going. So this current lot, when they finish, they go into media and they'll probably do the same thing.
Okay,
so
okay.
It makes for headlines. It makes for, you know, interesting listening and all that sort of stuff. So
I was listening.
Yeah, I know, and it's I don't know, but it's terrible, really. What they should be supporting, you know,
especially when the team is down. But Pakistan always do well when they're backed into a corner. Let's bring up Pakistan's top performers and let's see if there is any silver lining there. Let's look at the top batters first up. That's going to come up on our screens in just a moment. So Rizwan has sort of grabbed the occasion. He's embraced the occasion, and he's up there in the leading run scorers for this World Cup. Abdullah Shafiq got some runs, so did Imamul Haq, timely return to form. But down here, the problem is here. Babar Azam is the number 5th batter in terms of runs scored, just got 83. Afghanistan perhaps could be the time he comes good.
Gee, I hate to see it if they beat Pakistan. And, you know, you talk about backed into a corner. It must be a bloody big corner because they have to somehow or other get back into winning ways and get another 2 points. But you're right, I think Mohammad Rizwan, it's clear for everybody who watches it, you know, his intent is a physical approach that he wants to meet the ball with the bat, whereas the Babar Azam is a little bit more subdued at the moment because it just... To a point, it's understandable for me when your confidence is down a little bit. But, you know, there is a big difference between the two early on in the innings. And I would agree that he's the go-to guy at the moment that they would rely on to get some runs and a partnership going to ensure that, you know, you either chase a total or you set a good total.
What's been a bigger letdown for you, the Pakistan batting or the Pakistan bowling? We're going to see those numbers up. Shaheen Shafridi got a 5-wicket haul, but the damage was already done. And this is a team which had perhaps the best sort of bowling lineup coming into this World Cup.
Yeah.
Must say that who were they playing against? Not too many one-day matches at the point. But Haris Rauf has taken 8, Hassan Ali has taken 7, but the economy rates tell the story.
Yeah, I know, they're a bit high, you know.
Bit high or very high?
Yeah, very high. I was going to say the batting has been probably better. They chased a big score against Sri Lanka, not easy. That was their highest score.
346, I think they chased, yeah.
Not easy, but they did it. So the bowling has been also, you know, a little bit not normal. And these guys there, they can bowl much better, particularly our number one there, Shaheen Shafridi. It looks like he's shown some signs of coming back into form. That's good for them, but the other pieces, they need to support, you know, make it and bowl tightly. We may see a change in that fast bowling selection. We may not.
Let's bring it up. Let's bring up Dav Watmore's predicted 11 for this clash. Pakistan's predicted 11. This is what Dav Watmore thinks they will put out. Okay, you've got Abdullah Shafiq up there, Imamul Haq. Fair to say you can't drop them. They did get decent half
Captain
centuries.
stays at 3.
3 and 4, no problem. Saud Shakil stays
5,
at 5, no problem. Iftikhar stays at
Top
6.
6 is the same.
Okay. Nawaz also played. Okay, so no change. You're going with Usama Mir ahead of Shadab Khan. Okay.
Yeah, one game's not enough for him. I think he deserves another one. So really, what you're looking at is the same 11. But the only thing I will say that perhaps Harris Rofe might be heavily discussed to have a break.
He went for 24 in that first over. Warner took him apart, and he didn't look back after that, didn't he?
Good
he just
team,
went down.
a very good team on a good pitch. Small outfield, small boundaries. But the reason he may stay, Diggy, is the opposition that they're playing against, and it's at Chennai. So I don't think they need another spinner. You know, they couldn't bring back their vice-captain, Shardab, again, because they got enough there. They will need one more fast bowler if Harris Rofe is not playing, and that person could be Mohammad Wasim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring up the predicted Afghanistan 11. This is what Dav thinks they will play.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay, you want any changes?
For Afghanistan, no. I know they got beaten heavily last match.
It's a wrong call.
Yeah, it was a wrong call. But
first.
they have to back this group. They really have to back this group.
Do you think there's something there?
Yeah. The one guy that's not going to be playing after this series is Naveen Haq. He's announced his retirement. He won't be playing this format. But he certainly deserves his place because he's bowling pretty well. But
they've got 3 spinners, and they struck those Indian spinners. I mean, Jadeja and Kuldeep troubled them in Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
And Chennai is a different kind of wicket. That's where Australia also struggled against India.
That's right. So, you know, that's why I say, you know, particularly on this ground, I think they could cause an upset, you know.
Upset alert, everyone. It's ringing. It's ringing.
Yeah.
It could happen. Let's see Pakistan down. Will they head further down?
Same team, and the ones, as I said to you earlier, the ones that have unearthed in this series is Ikram, the wicket-keeper batsman.
Yep, and Omar Zai.
And Omar Zai, all-rounder. I think great potential, those two, and they've just, you know, made that team stronger.
So hopefully they'll make Dav Watmore's key battles as well, the battles he thinks are going to define this contest. Let's bring up Dav Watmore's key battles. Who do you have?
I've got Shafiq first because he's been pretty good. He also, you know, could have got a few more runs against Australia in the last match. He'll open, obviously, and we're looking for early battles. This guy will always bowl with a new ball, and particularly in Chennai. So, you know, he's going to be pitted against Abdul Shafiq, who good player, and this fella's got all sorts of different deliveries, but he needs to get wickets early. And if he gets wickets early, Afghanistan are going to be well placed. Yeah.
Okay, let's look at key battle number 2. This is Babar Azam, the Pakistan captain, not exactly in the best of form.
Yeah.
And you've got him against Naveen Haq, who loves a scrap, doesn't he? We saw him having an issue with Kohli as well.
He's not backward.
Doesn't shy away.
No, he's not backward in coming forward. And he doesn't open the bowling, but he will be given a chance a little later, which more than likely when Babar Azam comes in. So, you know, he's predominantly in, so he's got to be careful that he starts it just outside the off stump coming into the stumps. One thing with these subcontinental batters, they love a bit of room. So when anybody that can bring it in as a right-hander has got a chance to trouble. And this, unfortunately at the moment, as we discussed earlier, Babar Azam's not enjoying the best of times at the moment. So a good chance for Naveen Haq to keep it going that way.
He'll be queuing up to bowl to Babar. Let's look at key battles. Number 3, Afghanistan versus Pakistan. Okay, Rizwan. The 2 standout players across both teams, right?
Well, that's
Rizwan against Rashid Khan.
Yeah, so, you know, this is the engine room man who doesn't let you down, you know. He's very, very physical. His intent is clear to see for everyone. So he's going to try and put pressure on Khan. And Rashid Khan is going to try and get him out, put pressure back on him. It's going to be a wonderful battle when you see, you know, Rizwan using his feet, sweeping, reverse sweeping, knocking it into the gap and running. And this fella bowling those quick googlies and even a flipper or two. The odd leg break, if it's gripping, will be good for him too, just to cause a little bit of confusion. But that's a great battle.
But it's going to be a good contest. And that's what we want to see, the battles within the battles. Let's look at the next one.
This one's the opening batsman.
Rahmanullah Gurbaz against Shaheen Shah Afridi. Oh, this looks promising because he loves to get a move on.
Yeah.
And he's got his sort of tails up after getting those 5 wickets against Australia and dragging things back. At what stage we were thinking 4-15.
That's right. So he's now, confidence has grown a little bit. And this fella, Gurbaz, very good player, very talented, which doesn't automatically follow that Afridi is going to now, I've got my confidence, I'm just going to go and get wickets. It doesn't follow, it doesn't go like that. He has to continue to get that ball in the right area. This fella, if he doesn't, he's going to go. He's going to score a couple of boundaries and over, and going to set the Afghanistan team on a very positive path. And that, again, it's mouth-watering for me. I really can't wait to see that contest also.
Okay, it's not just the added spice of an Afghanistan-Pakistan game, it's also the battles within the battle. The final one coming up on our screens, you've got Usama Mir, the spinner, against Ikram Ali Keel, who destroyed England. In fact, it was his runs which took them to a match-winning total.
All right. Well, if you're looking for wickets in the middle, generally you're going to get it with a wrist spinner. Now, he's come in because Shardab wasn't bowling all that well. So this
guy
went for runs. He went for runs.
9 and over. And you can't start off bowling wide outside the off stump to David Warner. And once Warner hit that for 4, the poor boy's confidence took a hammering.
So what do? Do you drop him?
No, he dropped a catch as well.
Oh yeah, but he took 2 good ones at the end.
At the end, yeah.
the one he should have taken. Oh God, I just love to know what goes in his head. But after one game, I think you'll kill the guy. Give him another go. And this wicket as well in Chennai, he just may do the business for Pakistan. But this Ikram, oof, wonderful bloody touch player, And again, like Rizwan, he's going to try and put pressure on the opposition with his positive approach.
Okay, this is going to become a scrap at some point. Let's see who can scrap harder. We're setting up Pakistan versus Afghanistan. A detailed preview to this game will come up at 1:30 p.m. on Monday.